The Mahanavami platform, known by various names such as the Great Platform, Audience Hall, Dasara, or Mahanavami Dibba, is a significant monument located within a 7.5-hectare, 19-acre enclosure in the heart of the Royal Centre. Situated at one of the highest points, it features ceremonial structures. Visitors to Vijayanagara, including foreigners, have referred to it as the House of Victory in their accounts. The main structure within this complex consists of 3 square stages that gradually ascend and lead to a large square platform, which likely had a wooden pavilion on top. Unfortunately, this pavilion was destroyed during the devastation of Hampi. The lower 2 levels of the platform are constructed with granite and adorned with reliefs. These reliefs possibly depict various royal activities from the 14th century, as well as processions of animals such as elephants, horses, and camels. On the south side, the reliefs portray musicians, dancers, and particularly female stick dancers. The reliefs on the 3rd level depict a battle procession, couples, and scenes of common citizens joyously celebrating the holy festival, Vasantotsava, by playfully throwing water at each other. Adjacent to the Great Platform, there is an audience hall that likely had a wooden pavilion, evidenced by the presence of 100 stone stubs. Unfortunately, this pavilion was also destroyed by fire. Towards the south of the platform, an aqueduct can be found, which supplied water to a large symmetrical stepped tank made of granite. Archaeologists excavated this tank in the 1980s. Additionally, within the complex, there is another sizable water pool, possibly intended for water sports, a garden, and various mandapas. Furthermore, near the stepped tank, there is a ruined temple-like monument. Located in the southeastern part of the Royal Centre, the square water pavilion, commonly known as the Queen's Bath, comprises a pavilion, a water basin, and a system for supplying fresh water and draining wastewater and excess water. The basin is enclosed within a beautifully adorned bay, supported by pillars and vaulted ceilings. Despite its modern name, the Queen's Bath, it is believed to have served as a public bath for men and travelers, rather than being exclusively for the Queen. The architectural style of the interior arches of the building reflects the influence of Indo-Islamic design, showcasing the period when Hindu and Muslim artistic traditions influenced each other in India. The Vijayanagara Empire had an extensive water infrastructure in place, with some examples predating the empire itself. For instance, the Manmatha tank near the Virupaksha temple, which dates back to the 9th century, was later renovated in 1199 CE, as mentioned in an inscription found there. Artwork at the tank, such as a depiction of a warrior fighting a lion, is believed to be from the 13th century when the Hoysalas frequented Hampi. Hampi boasts various water-related structures, including aqueducts that transported water to tanks and different parts of the city, as well as drains and channels designed to remove water overflow. During excavations in the 1980s near the Mahanavami platform in the urban core, archaeologists discovered a large square-stepped tank that received water through an aqueduct. These tanks served as public utilities, possibly even being utilized for royal ceremonies. Further archaeological investigations conducted in 1990 unveiled 23 wells and cisterns within the Hampi Vijayanagara metropolis. 13 of these were located outside the city walls in the suburbs, while the remaining 10 were situated within the city. Among these, 12 were positioned alongside roads, 8 were near temples, 10 were in residential areas, and 2 were used for irrigation purposes within the urban core. Additionally, more water structures were discovered in the Doroji Valley, primarily intended for agricultural needs. According to archaeologists Kathleen Morrison and Carla Sinopoli, the water infrastructure in Hampi served various purposes, including catering to travelers, religious rituals, domestic use, and irrigation. Situated in the eastern part of the Royal Centre, the Gajashala, also known as the Elephant Stables, is a collection of 11 square chambers arranged in a north-south alignment. The entrances to the stables are arched, and above 10 of the chambers, there are alternating fluted and plain domes. In the center of the stables, there are stairs that provide access to the roof. Adjacent to the elephant stables is an enclosure that earned its name from a Persian memoir, which was translated in the 19th century and served as an early introduction to the ruins of Hampi for many readers. Within this enclosure, one can find the Lotus Mahal, a two-story pavilion located in the royal center. The Lotus Mahal combines elements of both Hindu and Indo-Islamic architectural styles. It features a symmetrical square design based on the Hindu mandala concept, along with lobed arches, vaults, and domes characteristic of Indo-Islamic influences. The basement and pyramidal towers of the Lotus Mahal draw inspiration from Hindu temple architecture. Like most structures in Hampi's royal center, the Lotus Mahal lacks inscriptions or epigraphs that could provide clues about its construction date or specific purpose. Consequently, determining its function and establishing its age has been challenging. However, unlike the tombs found in the various Muslim quarters of the city, the Lotus Mahal and other structures in the urban core of Hampi were not built under Muslim patronage. Instead, they reflect the assimilative approach of the Vijayanagara Hindu rulers. The Lotus Mahal's layout appears to be a unique and compact space, and its exact purpose remains uncertain. Speculations regarding its function include it possibly serving as a council hall or fulfilling other administrative roles. In the vicinity of the sacred center near the southern banks of the Tungabhadra River and in close proximity to the Vithala temple complex, there are several Hindu temples and monuments of significance. Among them are gateways and a monument now known as the King's Balance. The King's Balance is similar to those found at the entrances of South Indian Hindu temples, where the Tula Purush Dana or Thulabharam ceremonies take place. In these ceremonies, individuals offer gifts equal to or greater than their own body weight. The Vijayanagara rulers constructed forts, fortified gateways, and watchtowers as a means of rebuilding and fortifying their dynasty after the ruins of war, as well as to ensure security against repeated raids and invasions. Hindu-style corbelled arches are commonly seen in the gateways and watchtowers found throughout Hampi. One notable gateway, located southeast of the Kannada Jain temple, incorporates a central barbican wall designed to trap and confuse potential invaders, while regular visitors were familiar with the three directional changes leading up to the gateway. These functional Hindu monuments often incorporate legendary Hindu characters, such as Bhima from the Mahabharata's Pandava lineage. Another such gateway can be found on the northeast road leading to the Talarighat Hindu monument and the Vithala temple. Hampi boasts over 1,600 surviving ruins spread across a vast area, with the majority being Hindu in nature. Other significant temples and monuments include a temple near the octagonal bath dedicated to Saraswati, the Hindu goddess of knowledge and music, a temple in the suburbs honoring Ananthasayana Vishnu, the Udana Virbhadra temple dedicated to Shiva and Vishnu, a shrine for Kali, the fierce form of Durga, depicted unusually holding a ball of rice and a ladle, an underground temple located in the royal center, the Sugriva Cave Temple, the Matanga Hill Monuments, the Purandaradasa Temple dedicated to the scholar-musician renowned for the Carnatic music tradition, the Chandrashekara Temple for Shiva near the Queen's Bath Monument, and the Malyavanta Hill, which houses shrines dedicated to Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and Shiva. The Malyavanta Hill features several shrines, including the Raghunatha Temple and a row of stone-carved Shiva lingas. Hampi is also home to several Jain monuments, including the Hemkut Jain temples, Ratnantrekut, Parsvanath Charan, and Ganagiti Jain temples. These temples were constructed during the 14th century. However, it is worth noting that many of the idols and reliefs that once adorned these Jain temples are currently missing or no longer intact. The Ganagiti Jain temple complex is located near Bhima's Gate in the southeastern part of Hampi's urban core. Positioned in front of the temple is a monolithic lamp pillar. The temple faces north and is believed to have been constructed in 1385 CE during the reign of Hindu king Harihara II, as indicated by an inscription found within the temple. Dedicated to Tirthankara Kunthunatha, the temple features plain walls, a pillared mandapa, hall, and a square sanctum. Unfortunately, the statue of the Jinnah is missing from the sanctum. The pillars in the temple have decorated capitals, and the doorways exhibit ornamental elements. Above the sanctum, there is a Dravidian-style pyramidal tower with a narrowing square shape. Other monuments within the temple complex are now in a state of ruins. Another cluster of Jain temples can be found approximately 150 meters east of the elephant stables. One of these temples, facing north, is dedicated to the Tirthankara Parshvanatha. It was constructed by King Devaraya II and is dated to 1426 CE, as evidenced by an inscription within the temple. In front of this temple, there are two additional ruined temples, one dedicated to Shiva and the other dedicated to Mahavira. Within the Hampi site, there is a designated Muslim quarter that features Islamic tombs, 2 mosques, and a cemetery. These Muslim monuments are located neither in the sacred center nor the royal center of Hampi. Some of these structures are situated in the urban core, while others are found in the suburbs where the majority of Vijayanagara residents resided. This area, situated in the northeast valley of the urban core, contains settlements of both Hindus and Jains. The region is heavily silted, with concealed remnants of abandoned temples, roads, water tanks, gateways, and residential quarters buried beneath the soil. One prominent Muslim monument in the urban core is the Ahmad Khan Mosque and Tomb. Located in the southeastern part of the urban core along the road from Kamalapura to Anagondi, before the Turutu Canal in the irrigated valley, this structure was initially constructed in 1439 by Ahmad Khan, a Muslim officer serving in the army of Hindu King Devaraya II. The monument comprises a mosque, an octagonal well, and a tomb. The mosque is a pillared pavilion without a dome, while the tomb features a dome and arches. Subsequently, additional Muslim monuments and a graveyard were added in close proximity to Ahmad Khan's legacy. This is the last video of Hampi exploration. Hope you guys liked our video. Thank you for all your love and support, guys.